And we're live. In fact, let me go this close now. So, just going to go through the usual tests, the usual checks. Let me just trying on YouTube. It usually takes a moment for it to kick in on YouTube. Oh no, well there we are. And let me just mute that. Kick in on YouTube. And, oh no, well there we are. Let me mute that on. How do you big up videos? How do you big up your, oh there you go. Alright, we're live on Twitch. How do you big up your mosquito? Alright, we're live on Twitch. For some reason we've gone off mute. Alright, we're live on Twitch. Now let's check Facebook. Because we have added Facebook to our live stream. Let me refresh that page. Are we live? Musitude Facebook. Yes. Still forced to have the Restream logo, even though we're paying Restream. Musitude is live now. I've got to click it. Twitch. See. Okay, let me mute that. Good. And let's not forget good old D Live. Yeah, we're live there. Let me just delete. Yeah, we're live on August 10th. Let me just delete the tweet that just went out. We're live on Twitch, which means, finally, if we check Periscope, you'll see that we're live on Periscope. Yeah, we're live on, and that's the last place I have to mute. Okay, so just to confirm, we're live on YouTube. Let me just put this fan on. Live on YouTube. Live on Twitch. Videos. Facebook is, I think we're live, but it's giving us some jip. We're live on YouTube. Yeah, Facebook's still cranking. D Live, yep. Wait, so YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, D Live, Twitter, yep, and Periscope, which is basically the same as Twitter. And chat is live, so I got to get in the habit of looking at chat. It doesn't ping or anything. And yeah, I'm now getting the setup more complete. You'll see here a new keyboard, which is an RGB keyboard. It does have lots of flashy lights, but I just prefer it to light up when I press a key. And we have, hey, look at that. We've got two Elgato lights there. And if I can just, wait, what screen are you seeing? All right, yeah. So let me go to this full screen. And here we have the Musitude banner. But the problem with that is I'm currently using autofocus on this camera. On this camera, oh, if you see it like this, on this camera, I don't have autofocus on because it confuses the level between my fingers, the keyboard, and the desktop, so I don't put autofocus on that. But on this camera, I have autofocus on. It's pretty good, as you can see, but it has facial recognition, which maybe I should turn off because it sees that lady behind me and it sometimes jumps and focuses on her instead of me. Alright, she's prettier than me, so maybe the camera's got a good taste. But, yeah, what else I was going to say? Oh yeah, so I've got the two Elgato lights, one mini Elgato light lighting up the banner. But I've finally gimbaled an Elgato light up there, which is just supposed to have some kind of backlight. And I think I'm supposed to get these two to have different levels, so I'll put that one at a lower level a little bit, and that one at higher brightest level. So it should favor my right side a little bit, and I'm a little bit turning it like 20 degrees to the camera. So then I've got that backlight there. Yeah, I can see it reflecting off the side of my side. It's improving things a little bit. Now, I'm running Spotify to play this, actually Harris Howard's Stream Beats music, lo-fi, but while I'm talking. But I stopped paying for Spotify. The first month was free, and I didn't want to pay $10 a month, £10 a month for it. I might in future, but it's running some visual ads, but it will run some audio ads, and I hate that. So usually what I do is I just press mute on the keyboard, but I'll go to the mute on the actual Spotify and mute it, because I hate listening to ads, and I definitely don't want you to have to listen to any ads. So yeah, got this little fan here. I bought quite a few fans. I wanted to find one that was really quiet. This is the quietest fan I could possibly find. And I even took the grill off to see if it would be quieter, but it was actually louder when I took the grill off. And I always like to start the Musitude stream with some merch. I haven't got a product feature on, but as long as you're blocking out faces, it will do a rapid-ish. See, it's looking at her face now, but if I block both our faces out, it won't go there. So yeah, I might be doing some merch at some point, but I always like to start out with a bit of ASMR. There. Not for any reason for ASMR, I just think it's cool. Can you hear that? I don't know. I'll watch the VOD later. I used to hate sparkling water when I was in my Coca-Cola addiction in my younger years. And then I did a 7-day fast once, and I had only sparkling water. I hated it then. But now I dropped Coca-Cola decades ago, 1.5 decades ago. I love sparkling water. Super chilled and sparkling. Alright, so let me turn this fan off for a second. What is my tradition with Musitude? It is to play a piece. It's the very first thing I do after an introduction. So that's what I'm going to do. And I might mess it up. In fact, I probably will mess it up. And the reason is, my excuse is that I'm using a new keyboard. So the layout is, the keys are very different design. I don't even like mechanical keyboards, and this one makes a click sound every time. You might pick that up a little bit. But I just thought, I didn't want a keyboard that, well, where half of it is hanging off the picture. That's really triggers my OCD. And also I wanted one that just, I don't know, looked a little bit nicer on camera. I tried 2 different ones. I tried a Cooler Master one, which it was alright, it was £160. This one was like £100. And so, but I sent that back because I just felt it didn't have this last row of command keys. So the keyboard just felt too shallow, it felt weird for some reason to me. So this one, it just has some aspects. Some things I don't like the clicking sound on the keys. Anyway, so yeah, let me just dive in and play this. Let me just, there we go. All right, I'll play it as a duet. Can you hear that? Is that my sound system or is that the website? Oh, somebody typed. Did somebody jump in chat? Oh, is that? Oh, that was me. Uh-oh. Why is that happening? I'm using a keyboard. But, okay. I typed in chat. I don't know why that crackling happened. It's never happened before. Let's start again. No, we're getting it again. Let me just think beat, think. Spotify's paused. These live broadcasts are kicking off. Why is... Let me just autoplay the whole thing, which means I play all, which means I don't play anything. Let me just listen, see if it's... That has never happened before, ever. I wonder if it's something to do with Chrome. Let me try it in a different okay, let's try it with the Firefox. Let's do a quick test. I'll just autoplay out both parts. It's happening with Firefox, which means it's my speaker. So you might not be able to hear it actually. What's going on? Let me just take this nonsense in. It was running out of battery. I charged it up for a while. Alright, let's try again. No, it's still doing it. You know what that means? It means that speaker might be dying. So, plan B. I hate wearing headphones. I've got earbuds, I might revert to those, but I just want to get this sorted. I don't know if I can do this because it might take over this microphone instead, so alright. Let's try this. iPad. Here I have the mic input for the Yeti mic I'm using and earbuds which I was using. I'm going to be really interested to see if I get the same corruption on the sound. I don't like doing this because it's uncomfortable for me. Okay, I'm going to change the speaker. Yeti mic audio out. Okay. Okay, I can hear that. Hopefully, yep, you can too. All right, let's try it again. No issues whatsoever, which means it's the speakers. Damn those speakers! I think the batteries are getting low there. Battery operated. Now I can use headphones. I hate that. Or I can charge them up for an hour and see if that solves the problem. Alright. Quick sip from the merch. And back to that. Normally I would feel, I don't know, embarrassed, is that the right word? I would feel embarrassed or something by glitches, but actually it's the opposite. Not only do I not feel embarrassed, I'm kind of, one of the points about the stream is to show you what a startup is. And, you know, to be open about the struggles, because Musitude is a startup, so all sorts of things are going to go wrong. And you'll get to see that live, because I'm going to be doing some transcribing as well. So, yeah, let's see if playing this goes wrong. my mind wandered then. Okay, was it better looking at the keyboards light up a little bit? I think it's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to, in the spirit of my warts and all philosophy, I'm going to tell you why I made a mistake right there. Yes, I do. I'm sometimes inaccurate, or sometimes I don't make a mistake, but yeah, but that's just an error. My mind wandered, and it wandered for a specific reason. And as I say, in the spirit of warts and all, I'll tell you why I made the mistake, or specifically, I'll tell you what my mind wandered about, and I just lost concentration a second. I wondered if I should tell you about one of the Musitude startup related things that's going to happen tomorrow, which I'm going to engage in. Now, in order to be a streamer, you have to learn lots of different things. Like, so I found some people on Fiverr to teach me certain skills I need. One of them is to understand the menu system for the Sony cameras I've got that you're looking at me now with, both for the keyboard camera and the face camera, or the combo one. And you know, Sony menu's got lots of options that I didn't understand, like the ISO, the focus, and the frame rate and shutter speed, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I had a really great guy in Portugal, Rafael. He's not a Ninja Turtle, but he's good with cameras. And he's basically doing video calls. You know, I hire him on Fiverr, and he's teaching me how to understand the cameras. So I've already had one session improving. There's another person. Camera, can you stop focusing on that lady? There's another session that I've booked, which is teaching me how to do Facebook ads, because I have to really drive traffic to the Musitude website, get contacts, get people to come and check out the streams. So I'm going to learn that. The interface is supposedly user-friendly on Facebook ads, but it's like a dark art. It's like all these weird rules that you don't even know about. So it's great to have an expert to teach you those things. So those are a couple of things that I've hired somebody on Fiverr to guide me and educate me and teach me. But there's also somebody else. I have another thing I need to learn. So I have a first video call tomorrow, and that is a Jamaican lady called Mari or something, Marty, and she's going to teach me how to do a manicure. Yes, you heard it right. I'm going to learn how to manicure my fingers. And the reason is, I'll tell you the reason, because initially I wanted somebody else, better looking, more charming, I don't know, younger, to do live streaming from Musitude, but I couldn't find any takers. So let me just show you the Musitude. Where am I? The Musitude. Okay, the Musitude Facebook page. If I go here and scroll down to some of these videos, you'll see this amazing. Well, you see the hands of this amazing person who works with this, Annie. And she has beautiful fingers, not fat chubby sausages like me, and her fingers are nice thin, and she plays a piece beautifully, takes care of her nails. Yeah, so has a nice ring on there. So obviously, you, the viewer, would much prefer to see this. Then let me just pause that and what? Where? F11 now. Go back to this and go back to here. Oh, the keyboard. Then to see these horrible things hacking away at the keyboard. They might produce nice music, but basically they're not pretty to look at, let's be honest. I mean, I've got 5 of them like everybody else. My fingers are always so red at the end. And one day maybe I'll tell you the story. I'm not giving you the finger. Wait, one day maybe I'll tell you the story of, oh, it's not going to be in focus, so I'll use this view. I'll tell you the story of how I got that scar on the end of my finger. That was, come on, focus. Anyway, that's a painful experience. But, so my fingers are not something that you want to be looking at. So what I did was, I found a lady, a Jamaican lady, who teaches you how to do a manicure, how to take care of your fingernails and fingers and cuticles and all that kind of stuff. So I had to buy a cuticle pusher. Now, it's not a salesperson who sells cuticles, it's some device for pushing and shaping your cuticles, gouging your fingernails. I had to buy a nail drill, which is more like a nail file, electronic nail file, different heads. So I'm going to have to learn how to take care of it. Just remove all the offensive looking tiny, oh, can you see anything you wouldn't like to look at? Like there's a little, on the end of this finger, there's little, anyway. So you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, I'm told. But you can at least, I don't know, and you can't polish a turd as they say, but you can at least do your best to make your fingers look a bit nicer. If, for example, let's say I replay this piece here, right? And I decide, oh, I'm going to teach you certain, because there's certain techniques, just like there is with every instrument, and now the QWERTY keyboard is an instrument, it's a musical instrument. So if I was to want to explain, so I decided to go full screen, let's actually choose a different piece, give you some variety. All right, I'm going to play this whole piece because it's awesome. Now, you see here, if I press enter, this is how you turn the page in Musitude. Oh, what am I talking about? You can't see it, can you? Let me go back to here. So if I press delete or well, this is backspace, it goes back a page, enter, turn the page. If the piece fits on one screen, it won't even have these indicators for multiple pages. So, but sometimes what happens is you turn a page and there's like half a line or one line on there. So it's not really worth it. So what you can do is just adjust the size. So if I adjust the size like that, then you can see the whole piece, and you can see, I wonder if you'll see, no, you'll see this video. But for this purpose, I'm just going to show you what you would have to suffer if you were gawking at my fingers for a whole piece. Not pretty, but I'm going to play it anyway. But after I learn how to manicure my fingers and take care of them, then I can reduce your suffering a little bit. Here we go. I like this piece because it's super slow. Okay, now maybe the music was nice, but it's probably pretty horrible looking at these chunky, rusty sausages. So anyway, that's a little bit of an embarrassing story about the kind of things you have to do when you're running a startup or trying to develop a startup. And in this case, I have to take online video lessons about how to manicure my own fingers, which never thought I'd be doing that. But, you know, if it makes a more presentable experience for Musitude, I'm down. Okay, so what else am I learning? Yeah, anyway, I'm always learning lots of different things. Let me just top up on the old merch. This cup's quite nice. Alrighty. So yeah, I think now I've got this this side light thing going on from the back side. It creates a bit of a dimension. Oh, I actually bought some RGB lights for the back wall because I see a lot of streamers and YouTubers who they have quite nice colors on the back wall, very mellow pastel colors. I think I've got bokeh on the camera right now, haven't I? And the problem is, I put them on there. First of all, they weren't that bright, and I put them on there, and then there was flickering on the screen. Now, even though I'm in the UK, which is PAL, I did set my cameras to NTSC because I wanted to get 30 frames a second. Well, it's really 29.97 frames, but because it's not supposed to make that much difference anymore, PAL. But I think the electricity is maybe a different frequency, so there was flickering and undulating waves. I think I can still do it, but even with PAL, I set the cameras back to PAL. Even with PAL, there was still kind of flickering, which is really annoying. But I think I can do it because I heard there's some slightly more expensive RGB lighting, which is it takes into account, or it matches Sony cameras or something. Anyway, so right now it's kind of just a dull background. I put a kind of a sheet over the mirror there, so you don't see my bald patch in the mirror. And yeah, getting there. Actually, you know what? I like a clean interface, so I'm going to put this camera out of it. Ah, and this, what is this on the camera? You're seeing the top of the camera. Oh, you're seeing the lens as well. That's annoying to me. Okay, never mind. I'll have to factor it in later. Okay then, I'm going to play another piece and then I'm going to do some transcribing, actually. Let's have a look. I've been replaying Portal recently. Not really replaying it. Even though it was out like, gosh, 5 years ago or 4 years ago, there's a really good Portal 2 mod called Portal Stories Mel. And it's set way before Portal. But then the person goes into a cryo chamber and wakes up after GLaDOS is deleted. And it's really good. I mean, it's a mod, but in reality, it's just as good as any professional game. So they could have sold it, but I guess Steam have got super, super high standards and they just didn't want to. So they just released it as a free mod. And yeah, so I've been playing through that. So I'm going to play this even though I actually can't play it. So it's not going to go down well. See, now I can go back to this. Now I can, this is a normal view from Musitude streaming. I'll try and play it, but I know I'll mess it up because it's just got a kind of a weird syncopation which throws me off. Syncopation is when instead of duh duh duh, the note is on the beat. Sometimes it's like duh 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 duh. It's like a weird thing. Some people can get it really, really good, but it always throws me. So let's try it. Here we go. If you know the song, Still Alive. Cool. Right. Oh, I should mention, by the way, that it's 4:28 a.m. So I started the stream about, I don't know, 3:30 a.m. I love getting up early in the morning, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then doing a bunch of stuff. And then you look at the clock and it's 8:30 in the morning, but you already got a lot of work done, or a lot of stuff done, a lot accomplished. It's a great feeling, but sometimes what happens then is I do that for a couple of weeks, and then I go to bed, get tired at 10 o'clock, and I go to bed at 10 or 11 or 12. And then one day, sometimes I just won't be tired at all, and then I won't be able to get to sleep. And so I end up staying up until like 2 or 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and then the next day I'll get up really late, and my whole cycle will be knacked. So then what I do is I sometimes just stay up all night the next time, and then stay up all day even though I'm zombified, and then go to sleep. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just doing a reset, so I thought, yeah, get in there. Oh, I'm supposed to play some music while I chat. Yeah, maybe I can set that up to Stream Deck. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. And so this is the stream where people will go on YouTube and watch it, or after the fact, or Facebook. Most of the views so far, between 10 and 40 or 50 views, are happening. Well, actually, if you include all platforms, I would say between 20 and 60 or 70 views. But almost all of them are offline once the stream's ended and the VOD has been saved. So yeah, I'm getting the hang of it a little bit, and now I've got just about everything set up. I'll stream more often. And another thing I was waiting for was, well, I just jump into that now then, because that's what we're gonna do. So if we go over here, this is management. Now you're really getting to see the nuts and bolts. So what I was going to do was do some transcribing. So let me just find a piece that I would like to transcribe. It says right here, transcribe. So, what about this Beethoven piece? So, on the single notes. So what I was going to do was transcribe this piece, both parts, for Musitude. And I'll show you how it's done. So notation, new, title. What is that piece called? I don't even know how to pronounce that, but I'll give it a shot, okay? It's called, I don't know what that exactly means, if it means this is number 6, or if it's one of 6. Oh, I guess, okay, it's got it there, isn't it? That's 5, so this must be 5 of 6. They're like really, really short pieces, just a few lines, which is good for my practice. All right, so if I go here, I can type 6 echo says or piano, and I should call it number 5. That's kind of weird, right? Why don't I just call it Ecosazes for piano. Can I do the number signal in the title? I can. Number 5. Okay, that's cool. And then I will, what genre is it? It's classical. Published, I just type published so I can quickly go and check it. Artists, the great late, why did my camera just shut off? Oh, my keyboard camera just shut off because I didn't have the button pressed down on the USB hub to supply it with electricity. Hey, did the picture just come back into the stream without me having to like jimble around? How did that happen? Usually if the camera's off, you're already streaming to the camera. Anyway, back to it. So yeah, basically my favorite composer is Beethoven. Is it going to be under? Let me just big this up. Is it going to be L for Ludwig? Okay, come on, L. There it is, Ludwig van Beethoven. So I create the piece. So the piece is created, and I've got to go find it. There. Then I go to the piece, and I create. Well, we call it a variation, but really it's just the piece. So now you're really seeing the process of how content is added to the Musitude site. And I'll tell you something about it in a minute. So now what type of music is it? It is a duet, isn't it? And it's duet part 1. What's the difficulty on it? It's fairly, let's have a look. I think this would be classed as beginner. Play style. See here you can just write your own. What is the play style? I would say this would be merry. Instrument, we'll go with piano. Key signature, See that? So we've got a new feature that I wanted to show you, which is, I'm rubbish with key signatures, which is part of why I created Musitude. There is no key signatures. There's no flats, no sharps. The notes do exist, but we just don't differentiate them. So we see with this, see that little B on the middle line? This note is actually B. But this doesn't mean B, it means flat. So let me just increase the sound. I'll give you a music lesson here. And the music lesson is relevant because it explains why I created Musitude. So in music, you get a whole bunch of notes. They go like this. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And even though these are different notes, like F here and F here, they're different notes. They're kind of the same because they're at the same frequency, but on a higher level. That's where they harmonize. Anyway, they are a different note in the spectrum of sound, but because they're on a matching frequency, they harmonize, so they give them the same name. So they only give 7 notes a name, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and then they call it A again when they get back up. But here's the annoying thing. There isn't 7 notes in that range. There's 12 notes. But they just decided, all right, there's 12 notes in that range, but 5 of them, we're not going to give them a name. We're also not going to give them a position on the visual stave here. And we're also, we're not even going to make them visible. They're invisible notes. So this note, let me find one. Anyway, if there was a note in this space here, it would be called A. Oh, there it is. There's A. And then the next note up here is B. But actually, between this A and this space and this B, there's another note. But look, you can see there's no space for it. And it doesn't even have a name. So it can be either called A sharp, which is, not A sharp, or B flat. Sharp or flat means you've gone halfway between the next visible note. Why didn't they just make 12 notes and give them all a place? And anyway, so in Musitude we don't have that, do we? We have the alphabet A, B, C, D, all the way to Z and the numbers. And each next letter, symbol, is a note. It's there, it's visible. We don't differentiate it. Anyway, there's more to why they did that, but it's annoying, and that's why I created Musitude. So here you can see 3 of these notes, the A, the B, and this is the E. They're all flat. So there's E flat, B flat, A flat. So when I get halfway down the page here, I've got to remember, what note is that? Oh yeah, remember it says here, it's not that note, it's a flat note. And I've got to remember it for several, and sometimes they have 6 or even 7 of them like that. So I was like, yeah, who wants that? So I created Musitude, but now when I'm doing this transcribing, what I've done, if I can grab my phone, see if the camera will show this actually. I have created, let me go to this one. Nope, this one because it's got autofocus. I've got to hide our faces, haven't I? Me and that lady. Yeah, I have created, come on lady. There, I've created flashcards. So these flashcards here, well, you know what, just give me a second. I'm gonna get rid of this lady because she's totally confusing. She's totally confusing the Alright, so it should work fine now as long as I hide my face. Yeah, so it's got flashcards. So what I do is I put this test mode on. Let me get out of the picture anyway. I put this test mode on, then I click the mixer icon, it goes to another note. So I have to remember what that is. Then I press the reveal and I can see if I got it right or not. And then I go to another one. So obviously that's E. And I get it right again. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I've been memorizing all the notes because I kind of could read music anyway. That's how I understood music enough to be able to make an alternative version, which is Musitude. So I kind of understood it. But I couldn't really look at notes on the stave and just instantly say what letter that is. So I've been training myself every day for weeks to memorize what all the notes are. And I'm getting there. I've almost got them. These ones here, they are a bit harder to memorize. Wait, what can you see on the screen? Oh, these ones here are a bit harder to memorize. Get that out of the way. These ones here are a bit more familiar. This massive space here between the notes is just, it's weird. Even though there's a line here and a line here, actually between this line and this line, there's only one line, an invisible line that you sometimes use. It's the C note. So this line here is the same as this line here. And they just do it for convenience. So this makes the range of music, the pitch of sound rising and falling. So I've just about started to memorize the ones down here now. Probably somebody watching later who reads music will see me make a few mistakes. Anyway, the point is, but I don't want to have to remember every key signature and what changes what. So what we did is, the programmers on Musitude, they built this. A couple of lads, a couple of fellas got to work and implemented a key signature thing. So all I have to do, see there's sharps and flats. So all I have to do is look at the key signature here. I don't even need to know the name of the key signature. I just count how many flats are there. There's 3. There's only one key signature with 3 flats, and they're always the same 3 flats. So what I do here when I'm setting up is I find one that says here, so this is obviously the key of E flat. That's B flat. So I've set it. Now what it means is when I'm going through this piece, I will not have to modify any of this. I'll just write with the note I see and the system will modify it for me. What signature is it? It's 2. So here I write 2. That's a bit rare. And the range, I think this range is range 3. And the tempo, does it say the tempo? No, I'm going to assume it's 120 beats a minute. Okay, there's that. Now in this box here, I write down the notes. Previously I was doing it in a notepad and schlepping back and forth. Ugh, who wants that? So what I'll do is, I'll put that there. Smallify this. Don't really need to have the whole box there, so I'll leave the Musitude thing up there for a bit of advertising. And then I will put that like that. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll make it full whack. So, because you can't see. That's a good thing about having Streamlabs on another screen. I can see what you can see. All right, let's just start like that so I can see nice and clearly. So here's how I transcribe Musitude. Well, here's how I transcribe traditional music into Musitude. I look at the notes here, and this note here is called, in American terms, a quarter note. Again, it's that traditional music weird terminology. It's called a quarter something, a quarter note. So how many beats do you think that would be? Intuition would tell you that that would be 4 beats because it's a quarter note, or a quarter of a beat. No, it's 1 beat. This one here is called a half note. In Europe and Britain, they have like weird demi-semi-quaver, it's even worse, half note. So how many beats is a half note? It should be half a beat, right? No, it's 2 beats. So if it's a circle, I don't think there's any here. If it's a circle without a stick, a hollow circle without a stick, it's called a whole note. That should be 1 beat. It's 4 beats. Anyway, so these, I'm not sure, we don't have polyphonic. Polyphonic music is when you can play 2 notes at the same time. You can on Musitude. Oh, I've got to go to the site. Oh, I've got to load a piece of music in order to, let's just go down here. So listen. So you can play polyphonic music on Musitude, but we haven't added it to the notation yet. So this is polyphonic, which means it plays more than 2 notes at the same time. Not every instrument can play 2 notes or 3 notes or more notes at the same time. Clarinet can't, trumpet can't, I don't think so. A lot of instruments can't. Violin, you can just about play 1, or you can just about play 2. Not sure if you can play 3 notes at the same time, it's very limited. Piano, you can play as many notes as you've got fingers and that your fingers can actually reach. Funny story about that, Beethoven was a bit paranoid about people stealing his music and playing it, passing it off as their own music. So I heard that he literally composed music that was really hard to play and reach all the notes with your fingers. Because he was such a great pianist, he knew others wouldn't be able to use it even if they could steal it. So, where am I? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at these notes, and I'm not really sure which is the best one to transcribe. So what I might do, because there's basically 2 every time, I might do 2 pieces, because I'm going to do 3. So I'll do this one, this one, and this one. So I'm going to do 3, so it'll be a trio. Even though one person could play this on the piano, one person couldn't play this on most other instruments like clarinet, trumpet, oboe. You'd have to split it for 3 people. And it's the same for Musitude. Although one person could play it on Musitude, but we have to add that notation capability. And also we really want to add music at the moment that's good for beginners like me. All right, that's enough yakking. Let me start whacking some notes in there. So, all right, so this note is G. See, flashcards, been working. G, and it's 1 beat. So I write down 1. Ah, wait a minute, there's something else that I need, isn't there? That's right, I need... What is... That's right, range 3. I need this, and I'll tell you why I need this. Because when I do the inputting on Musitude, you can see here, apart from this one, lowercase, uppercase, uppercase with a caret symbol. And that means it's the same note as I was explaining before, but a different octave. So just to remind myself about that, I'm going to be using that. But I'm going to put it off screen because you don't really need to see it. That will go off screen just about. Big that up. Alright, that's fine. So I can just quickly reference that just to make sure. So here, this is up here, so this would be 1. I wonder if I can use this keyboard so it doesn't confuse. Shift 1 and G. And then I would go space and go on to the next note. So what is this? This is 1 beat, so this is half a beat. So the Musitude designation for a half a beat is 0.5. And what is the note? The note is, where's the shift on? The note is also G. I go space, and again, it would be 0.5, but now the note is F. So, let me just check, yeah, F, uppercase F. So that's completed. As you can see here, most of the time music will have 4 beats. Like you see there's one beat a note, so it would be 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, 4. It would have all these in 1 bar. Sometimes 3, sometimes 5 or more, but usually 4 or 3. But this is a little bit unusual that it only has 2 beats per bar. The bars are really like, almost like phrases in sentences or words, just to break it up. So what I do here when I create this is I do space, I do 3 spaces just so I can, if I need to go back, I can go back and see them as bars. Now I'm onto here. So I'm doing the top notes at the moment. So this is E. So glad I made those flashcards. So this is 2 E. That's not an E, is it? 2 E. Yep. You know, a shift key on this keyboard. It's nice and big on this side, but they've made it, it's a 60% keyboard, so there's no number keys or arrows, so they've made it so tiny. I'm doing typos. So that's 2 E, so now I go 1, 2, 3 spaces again. And now I move all the way down here. So this is also E. So this is E, and this is E. But it's a lower E, so this time it's 1 beat, isn't it? So 1, but this time I do a lowercase e. And that way, the system will know that this E is not the same as this E. This E is an octave higher. Okay, where was I? Down here, wasn't I? And then we go E, and then F for half a beat. So I go space, 0.5, E again, space, 0.5. What was it? Put the mouse there so I remember always. Then it's F. Boom. F. So then I do 3 spaces again. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm on to here. Top note is G. How do I know it's G? Because this squiggly, fancy, swirly 17th century looking symbol is actually the letter G. Look at it. If you superimpose the G over this, boom, it's a letter G. Can you guess what letter this is supposed to be? It's F. Instead of lines sticking out, there's 2 dots. So yeah, this is G. And it's 1 beat. So 1, still lowercase, G, 1 space. Now what do we have here? This is called a rest in traditional music. You'll see what they look like in Musitude notation. It's not a letter like we have, it's like a shell. We have these shells around the notes that you've seen. But if they have, or maybe you saw them on the piece I was playing, they're like, I call them ghost shells. They're like dotted lines that make up a circle instead of a complete line. With no letter in it, just means a rest. A rest is a pause. You don't pause the music, the tempo, the piece playing, but you just don't play anything for that beat. You can think of it as a silent note. Okay, so 1 beat for G, space. Again, 1 beat for believe we use an R. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been transcribing. So when the system sees that R, it will just skip over it and not play it. 1, 2, 3. Then we move on again. And again, 1, R. I can use R as a letter because we only have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All the other letters not used. Then, so I go 1 space. Now we're up here. So F, G. So this letter is A, and this one is G. So I go. Yeah. So I do 0.5, and now it's A with a. Okay, I'm using this new keyboard, so I've got to figure out where the caret symbol is. There it is. Caret symbol. Caret symbol is just it just means play the note A, but in that next octave up. So I go space, and then it was G again, wasn't it? So again, 0.5, which means half a beat. 0.5 and G. Only this time I don't use a caret symbol because it's just the last letter of those 7, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, of that octave. So the next one, A up, is now into that next octave, so that's why I use the caret symbol. So again, 1, 2, 3 spaces. And then we have the F again. So 2 and yes, F. So that's completed the first line of this melody. I could just continue because obviously there's lots of space here. But actually what I like to do is space and another space, and then start a new line just as the notation itself starts a new line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, in this sheet music there's only 12 notes. There's 12 notes per music notation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, but in Musitude on the website, we cater for 24 notes in one line, and my logic in going down a line here is not to conform to this sheet music, because we might lose it and find the same composition in a different piece of sheet music which has a wider page. So I'm actually going to go back on what I said. F, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do both of these lines on one line in the management because that's the whole point, 24 notes. Alright, so now we're back here. What I can do is, instead of looking up and back and forth, I can just count them. So it's F, G, A, B. Sorry, my ear's getting itchy. So it's F, G, A, B. And because they're all the same thing, it's easier to remember. And it's F, G, A. So it's 2 lowercase, F, G, and uppercase A, B. I have to remember that. So what I would do is 0.5 F space 0.5 G space. Whoops, wait, that's not a space. 0.5 F space 0.5 G space 0.5. Now this time I go A is it's F G A B. Shift A space 0.5 Shift B space. This would be a lot quicker if I was using this keyboard, which I've been using for about 5 years. But I'm still unfamiliar with this one. All right, so that's 1 bar, so I'll go back there. Just make sure it's the right number of spaces. Where's shift? Then 1, 2, 3 onto this one, which is easy because that's C for 2 beats. 2 beats and uppercase C. 1, 2, 3. Now onto here. 1 uppercase B space. That's G and then F. So 0.5 uppercase G space 0.5. Is that right? G, yeah. 0.5 uppercase F. 1, 2, 3 on onto here. And this is E. So 2 beats, E. 1, 2, 3 onto the next. Well, it's called bars. These lumps here between these lines are called bars, or rather, maybe these are called bars. But in Musitude we call them cradles because you see the little nesting cradle underneath. All right, we're getting there. So this is E also. So that is 1, and it's a lowercase e. E space 0.5 lowercase e space 0.5 lowercase f. 1, 2, 3. Moving on to this one. That is 2 G. Obviously, yeah, that's right. 2G. Okay, so that is done. But it is not dusted because, or as they say in Korea, when you yan. Let me get rid of that and bring in the next page. There's 3 of these pages. This one's only got a little bit on it. Do 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 do. Let me just bigify this. What is this? Oh, okay. So, just let me bigage. All right, so this is a continuation of the one we just left off, but that's definitely 24 notes. So what I do now is put a space between them and go down to the next line. Right, I'll pick up a bit of speed here. Is this let me just double check. Sometimes what happens is you get a repetition in the music. Wait a minute. Open them separately from each other. Okay. That was the wrong one that I had opened. All right, so continuing on. This is A and G. So I just do continue with that. It is 0.5. What just happened? Oh yeah, it wasn't 0.5, and it is A with a caret symbol, space 0.5 FG, and that is just uppercase G. Ah, you know what? See this? I missed out this, didn't I? So let me just insert that. That is 1 R for rest, space. So then I go from here, 1, 2, 3, and 1 to here, that's F. So that is just simple. 2 F. This is transcribing music. It looks like computer code, but all I'm really doing is saying what is the duration of this note and what is the name of it. And just on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and again we're here, which is F, G, A, B. So F, G, A, B, 0.5 F, 0.5 G, 0.5 capital A, 0.5 B. 1, 2, 3. And then this is 2 uppercase C, and then 1 uppercase B, and then it's again 1 B, 1 2 3. Now I can lose this and go to the final. In the final stretch, oh, we're getting pretty fancy now. Okay, so now let's get in down to the lower notes. So what does this symbol mean? I'm actually not 100% sure what this is, if it's a trill. A trill is when you go instead of just playing a note, but I'm just going to ignore this. So this is a C, and this is a C, but they're different Cs. So all I got to do, 0.5 lowercase c space 0.5 uppercase C space, and then 1 uppercase C. 1 2 3. We're almost there. When we get to there, we're finished, and we'll run it even before we do this piece. So we're here. So what is this? This is D. So that's 1 lowercase d space. You're doing the top notes, right? So that's, again, 1 uppercase D. 1 2 3. Then we've got E and E. Sneaky. So here we've got 0.5 E space 0.5 uppercase E, followed by 1 uppercase E. Oops. 1 2 3. On to the next one. So here we've got F, and again F. That's easy. So we just do 1 lowercase f, 1 uppercase F. 1 2 3. So here we've got G and G and G. So again, we've got 0.5 lowercase g, is it G? Yeah. 0.5 uppercase G, followed by 1B uppercase G. 1 2 3. Now we've got A, F, D. F, D. But it's uppercase A caret. So even though they're 0.5, A, 0.5, A caret for the next octave. 0.5, F. Wait, are we here, right? We're here, aren't we? Are we here? Let's go back and check. Yeah, we're here. So that's F and D. 0.5 F bush, 0.5 D. Nice. And now we go here. So this is E, G, E, B. So E, G, E, B, and these are all just uppercase, so that's quick to do. 0.5 E, 0.5 G, 0.5. Just a minute, I'm going to delete this piece of music from Spotify because I hate it. Right. I hate that. Sounds like water dripping. Alright, so 0.5 E, G, E, B. Okay. 0.5 E again. Then 0.5 B. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is easy. It's G and B. So 1. Where is it? Let me see. Lowercase g. 1. Uppercase B. Now I go new line. I'm missing the home stretch now. So this is C and C. Just copy it, right? So this is the same. This is the same. This is the same. Same, same. Same, same, same. Same, 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 same. That's funny, this last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so what I can do here, instead of typing this all out, because I just recognize it's the same. So what I do is I copy and paste. So let's have a look. So the last one, so I ignore that. Do I ignore that? It can get confusing. So C, C, I think it's from there, isn't it? Where was the BB? I think it's from there. So I just copy that until it gets to here. Save a bit of time. Control V that. Then 1, 2, 3, and then just look at this last note, which is E. 1, uppercase E. And then 1, rest. Okay, now I copy the whole thing, just in case the website crashes. And then just let me show you what happens now. Let me just pause. Well, so I click create. And here it converts it now into a sort of a Musitude code, and it doesn't show any errors. So what is this called? Okay, so now if I just turn this off, I go to the Musitude website. You can do it as well while you're watching this, and I search for it. There, it's already there, see? Super duper fast. Turn the sound on, and now we wonder if it makes any sense when I play it. Alright, let's see if I can play it, right? Right, let's autoplay it. I'm not playing it now. Now that doesn't sound much, and the reason is because there's 3 other parts, maybe even 4. 3 other parts that have to be played with it, and together they'll make a beautiful melody. Because believe me, Beethoven don't mess around. So what I have to do is go back to the beginning with number 1 and transcribe these ones. And then go back to this one and transcribe these ones. These are relatively easy, but am I really going to make a second part just for the occasional single note? I think I will. Just the principle of the matter. Okay, so this is going to... I'm still learning to transcribe, so I'm a bit slow. I'm getting used to the keyboard and also chatting while I'm doing it, but I'll get faster. So let's see what happens if I just blast through it without yakking. So see what happened there. That's variation 1. It means part 1. So now I add another one. Ah, it's going to be an ensemble, isn't it? Let me go back. I'm not sure I can change this. Hopefully I can. If I edit this, I did save it. It's not a duet, it's an ensemble. Gotta make sure I get that right. So that's ensemble part 1. Yeah, boy. Okay, so now I create a new part, same name, and it's going to be ensemble part 2. So duet, obviously single piece means just one piece. Clip means just a section of one piece. Duet is always 2, so it's part 1 and part 2. Ensemble can be anything between 1 and 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're doing ensemble part 2. Difficulty, again, beginner. Play style. What did I call it? I called it Mary, didn't I? Mary. Instrument, again, piano. Key signature. It was that one, wasn't it? 3 flats in it, so it's key of E flat. Should be called key of 3 flats. Signature, 2. That means 2 beats per bar. The range, still in range 3, I believe. Let me have a look. Yeah, is it? So that's 1, 2. Yep, range 3. There's going to be some numbers involved. Okay, tempo again, 120. And boom. Start cracking this out. Okay, let's see if I can speed up the process a little bit. Okay, let's get Spotify going. Hasn't played an ad yet, has it? That's good. How dare they? Alright, let's get some Spotification going. And I'll just see if I can blast through this. Alright. So, that's 1. I wonder if I should switch keyboards. It's going to be a lot faster. Never mind, I gotta get used to this. G space 0.5 G space 0.5 F 2 3 then 2 D E 1 2 3. Okay, I'll just follow along with the mouse. Helps me too. I'm doing the I'm a Dumbo. I'm doing the bottom ones, not the top ones. Okay, let's start again. 1 B space 0.5 B space 0.5 A 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 lowercase g 1, 2, 3. 1 lowercase e 0.5 lowercase e 0.5 lowercase f 2, 3. There we go. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm still doing it, aren't I? I'm still doing the wrong ones. Oh! I've got all these wrong. It's the bottom row that I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, now here comes my skill level. Because these are the lower notes. Alright, 1. Oh yeah. So that's I think it's going to work. This is the lowest note in this range. There. I put the asterisk there because it's outside of the range, so we just it's another way to tell the system what note it is. It's the really lowest note. Okay. So that's a 1 beat G. Then okay, 0.5 G asterisk. And now we go to this is 0.5 lowercase b. Alright, I'm getting the hang of it now. And it's 1, and that's lowercase e. 1, rest. Get out of it, mosquito. You just check something. 2, 3. 2, 3. It should have been a 3 spaces, shouldn't it? Where am I even? Okay, I'm here, so it's 1 rest space. And then I'm back up here, so that's 0.5 uppercase F space 0.5 uppercase E 2, 3 and 2 and it's uppercase D 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm looking at his now. Okay. Bottom note, remember bottom note, so that's D, E, F, G. That's easy. D, E, F, G. 0.5 D, 0.5 E, 0.5 F, 0.5 G. 1, 2, 3. Nice. And that is 2 uppercase A. 1, 2, 3. Moving along. 1 lowercase g. What just happened? Something funny just happened. Where did it jump? 1. Where am I? Here. Am I here? I'm a bit lost. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 8. Alright, so I'm here. And that is 1 lowercase g, B and A. 0.5 lowercase uppercase B, 0.5, uppercase A, 1, 2, 3. All right, back on track. 2 lowercase g, 2, 3, right down here again. So 1, oops. Oh, I know why that. I pressed the arrow key by mistake and it pushed it all the way back. It's because that stupid shift key is so tiny. All right, so 1, and that is G asterisk 0.5 G asterisk, then 0.5 lowercase b 2, 3, 2 lowercase e. Boom. Okay, and you are done. Okay, this little mini section here. We're down here, right? We're here. Okay, good. So that is F 0.5 uppercase F. Only I shouldn't forget that there's a rest there, isn't there? 1 R. Then 0.5 F, 0.5 uppercase E, 1, 2, 3. I can't stand this music when it does that little. Can you hear that sound that sounds like it's hard to figure out what it is? It's running water or dripping tap. It annoys me. So it gets removed from the playlist. All right, that's my LCD out of the way. One rest, that's the bottom one. So that's D, 2, D, and here. Okay, so that's D, E, F, G. 0.5 D, 0.5 E, 0.5 F, 0.5 G. Nice. That's A, so 2, uppercase A, G and B. So 1 lowercase g, 1 lowercase b. That was quick, and that's done. And the last one, now you're going to hear a duet. Okay, remember, it's the bottom note. Let me just check something. So these all have an alternate bottom note, right? This one, they all have alternate bottom notes, including this one, even though they're a bit separated. But, oh, they do up in multiple cases. This one doesn't. So what do I do here? What I do here, where there is no alternate bottom note, I put a space, a rest. So I don't need to do it one per, because I know what it is. It's one beat. So I just go 1 R. Now there is an alternate bottom note, so 1. Just change this. 1 lowercase e. 1, 2, 3. 1 1 lowercase d, 1 lowercase f, 1, 2, 3, 0.5 lowercase e, 0.5 uppercase e, 1. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. I was incorrect to do that. I was also incorrect to do. There is no alternative note, so it should have been 1 R. But also, if I go back 1 to this one, it should have also been R because there is no alternative for that. I don't want to duplicate it. Duplication in the nation. Alright, so where was I? F, that was the correct one. And this was just a rest. And back onto there. Which was 1 lowercase g. 1, 2, 3. Now we're here. Again, there's no alternative, so rest. And the next one is A, so 1 uppercase A, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, we're almost finished. Once we get to there, we can play it. Again, 1 R, there is no, so we'll just do a rest for that one. And then 1 uppercase B, 2, 3, because that's the B there. So now, both of these, including this one, don't have. So what I do here is 2 uppercase R for this one, 2, 3, 2 uppercase R. What's happened to Spotify? It's playing but there's no sound. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. And then I go here, 1 R, and now there's a note there, so I put 1 lowercase b. And then I think I go to another line. Cool, just one last bit, and we are donezo. Okay, again, a rest here, followed by a 1 lowercase e, 2, 3, followed by a rest, followed by 1 lowercase f, 1, 2, 3, followed by 1 rest, followed by 1 lowercase g, 1, 2, 3, followed by 1 rest, which is this, followed by 1 uppercase A, 1, 2, 3, followed by 1 rest, followed by 1 uppercase B. Almost finished. Nothing else to do here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 rests. I'll do it like this. 2 R. Oh, what is that? Typo. 2 R. 1, 2, 3. 2 R. So that's 2 beats rest, 2 beats rest. And create. Please don't show any errors. So if I did some syntax wrong, it would create an error. What is that? Oh no, here we are. Oh, we've got errors. Now this is cool. So it's telling me that I've done some syntax wrong. So let's count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th and the 6th. Let's have a look what I did wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, it's not accepting these notes. Why is it not accepting these notes? Right, that could be a programming error or a lack of programming. I have to talk to the boys about that tomorrow. Today, actually. What time is it? Gosh, it's 5:33. That could be an issue. I thought that was fixed. We had an issue with that. Okay, I'm just gonna have to leave it for now. I wonder what will happen if I render it. So now you see this is showing as I played it before, but this has appeared, which means there's part 1 and part 2. Let's see what happens when I click part 2. Yeah, it's causing glitches because I put the wrong syntax in. Oh well, I will have to revisit that on the next stream once we fix that glitch in the matrix. That's cool. Again, as I said earlier, wait, why is my camera gone off? Oh, this is so annoying. These cameras are set never to go off. Why has it gone off? It's never supposed to go off. I've set it. Oh, I've just turned it back on. Oh, there it is. It's never supposed to go off because I've done it in the settings to never go off. Unless it has a meltdown, but it's hardly even hot. Okay, I'm going to need to look into that. Why both of those cameras went off? They're both receiving power. I do not know why. Two glitches at the same time. All right, so that was yeah. So what I was saying was, all right. Here I'm demonstrating how to input code to create music notation by transcribing music, and we've come across here errors. These are errors where we haven't facilitated. If I just show you this is the entire range of range 3. It goes from this G in the F clef all the way up 3 octaves to F sharp. Oh, actually, you know what? This is G. What notes? It might not be error. So the flats. The flats are A flat, B, and E. So we do get an A flat, but we should get this note. This is the G. We definitely should, it should work. This note should work. So I'll have to see. Interesting. Anyway, so what I was saying was that is the startup, right? That is what happens. Things get messed up, things don't work properly. We encounter bugs, and we want to show you those. We want to show you every aspect of the Musitude startup. Let me just go back to the big chat. Yeah, so we want to show you every aspect of the Musitude startup, not just the polished product as it's finished. We want to show you the behind the scenes, what's going on, how we do stuff. And if stuff goes wrong, and sometimes we hit little glitches. For example, let me show you this. I got this Stream Deck, and I made my own little buttons there. So I made these icons in Microsoft Paint for the different scenes that you can see there. And then if you switch them, I took a screenshot of me actually in that scene, so I know I'm using that particular scene. So yeah, stuff will go wrong all the time, and instead of hiding it and just showing the polished product, we'll show you that. And eventually we're going to do a startup. It's not a startup. We're going to do a podcast where we talk about not just Musitude, the system, what it can be used for, what's great about it, but we're going to do a podcast, video podcast and audio, where we actually talk about the experience of trying to build a startup, the experience of trying to get a product out there, get attention, get users, get a community building, because that's my real dream, is to just build a community. That was before it was even the idea for a startup. It was wouldn't it be awesome if other people could play music? In fact, while I'm on that topic, let me just pause Spotify. I'll actually play the very first piece of music I ever transcribed. So if I go to Beethoven, look at the different pieces. This piece here, it's a piano sonata, and what I like about this is it's very slow, very stately and elegant, and consequently it's easier to play. Even though this one does have numbers as well. So I'll play it, and it's also a duet, so I'm going to play part 1 and I'll tell the computer to play part 2. And I love this piece of music, and so when I finally developed Musitude, I mocked up a system. I did it all by hand, and then I transcribed it, and then I remapped the keys on the keyboard with a music player. And I first played this piece and I was like, that's the dream I had. I've finally done it. And then I thought, wow, I felt so much joy when I could finally play a piece of music I like instead of just listening. I bet other people would like that too. So it became my dream to build a community and get Musitude out to people so people could just enjoy playing music. They don't want to become teachers or professional musicians or all that kind of stuff. They just want to enjoy playing a piece of music. Is this square? How did this become? Well, I know why, because the camera turned off. Let me just focus this. I think I have to zoom in, don't I? Let me focus. Hocus pocus. There, that's nice and focused, isn't it? I'm going out, going back in, going out, in, about there, yeah. Whoa. So yeah, so basically this was the very first piece that I had an emotional reaction to, because I created it first, and then I wanted other people to experience it. So yeah, so I'll play it. Here we go. Very simple, but it's just a lovely, beautiful, elegant piece. See if I can play part 2. So the computer will now play part 1. I'm not sure I can play this. Let's see. not bad for sight reading. So yeah, this is the first piece I created ever in Musitude. Scrolled it out by hand, checking the notes when I couldn't really even read music. I just had to look at the note, then look at a conversion chart, and then write it down and try to design these what we call them shells around the notes. And I was able to then, yeah, as I said, remap an existing piece of music playing software that lets you use the keyboard. It was the only piece I could find in the whole world that let you remap the keys. It was like a Chinese app I paid for. And then I was able to test the concept and it worked. And I felt joy when I played it, a joy that's different from when you just passively listen to music, no matter how beautiful the music is. I felt joy, and that's what I knew I would. Feels so good, knew that I would. And that's not how the line goes. I feel good. So anyway, so I felt a lot of joy, and I had a secondary desire. The first desire was for me to create this so that I could feel the pleasure and happiness of playing something instead of just listening. But then my second desire arose, and that was to make other people happy. Sounds silly, maybe a little bit cliche. It was to make other people happy. And one day maybe I could see that on their faces, or I could get some testimonial. Wow, I really enjoyed that. It brought further joy into my life. And it's already happened to a certain degree. I've met people that loved it, and I've received messages from people that really love it. And that makes me super happy. Of course, if we become billionaires, making a great product and app, that wouldn't suck either. But yeah, really, it's about improving the world, man. So this piece is the very, very, very first piece that was ever transcribed in Musitude. So yeah, so I love this piece. All right, I'm gonna end the stream there. I usually do about 2 hours. I think I've done about that. I'll probably do longer the more I get used to it. So I'm going to end the stream there. There's a few glitches along the way, a few errors. Did a bit of chatting, a bit of playing, a bit of transcribing. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to be doing on the stream later on. As I said, we'll be doing a podcast on the stream and on the videos where I chat with other team members, and either through video call or ideally in person. And then we talk about the struggles that we had when I first converted them or recruited them to come and join the team and to help out. And yeah, even that we're going to try, maybe with a few exceptions, but we're going to try to make it a warts and all, tell some of the embarrassing stories and some of the funny stories about creating a startup, because it's been 2 or 3 years we've been slowly building up. I've had to learn everything. The number one, I've had to learn business stuff that I didn't know anything about. I've had to learn technical stuff. I've had to learn so many things. But the number two thing I've had to learn is people management. That is how to motivate people, how to learn, to respect their abilities and respect their things going on in their life. I know I'm getting into the actual podcast here. But the number one thing I had to learn to create this and to lead a startup is self-management. How to control myself, my emotions, my energies, my focus. Self-management is the number one aspect of people management, managing yourself. And so, being a leader and inspiring others and also understanding others. When people join a project, you think, oh, well, they must be as enthusiastic as me, so I can just give them stuff to do and they're just going to be self-motivated. But no, you've got to motivate them and you've got to understand they've got a whole life going on as well, so you can't always get what you want out of people. And then you get a bit of money, a bit of investment, and you think, it's going to be easier now, I'll pay people to do it. But actually, it doesn't make it any much easier, which was a big surprise. So it's been a whole learning journey, and I want to talk about that on the podcast. I want to explain some of that, and I think it'll be interesting. There's been a few podcasts about startups, but I listened to them and I felt like they were a little bit polished. One of them, I think it's the guy that started the Gimlet company that sold for like hundreds of millions, podcast company. He started a podcast about starting a podcast company. It's very meta. But it was weird because I listened to the very first episode. He had like 10 massive corporate sponsors. So it felt a little bit, anyways, NPR guy. But it was interesting though, learning about a podcast. So I thought ours is truly a down and dirty, in the trenches, struggling podcast. So I thought that would be good for our viewers to listen to. In fact, I went to this big VC company in Soho, London, late last year, and I wanted to pitch him. He, I met him at some event, and he said, "Yeah, you can come into the office." So I had an hour to sit there in front of this big shot with a fund of tens of millions. I think it's over a couple of £100 million. And I was going to pitch him Musitude, investing in Musitude. And so I said to him, "Hey, can I record the audio of this pitch on my phone? Because it'd be great for a podcast later." And he was, "Yeah, sure." So I recorded it. So I've got that on record of me pitching this guy and trying to convince him to give us millions of pounds. And it actually went really well. He was actually interested, and we had several meetings afterwards, and then COVID happened and stuff. And come on, camera. What is going on? Is it the battery? Anyway, you can still hear me, can't you? So, I don't know, is it? It's not overheating, so is it the battery? Maybe it's just the camera telling me to shut up and go to bed. All right, anyway, I'll leave it there. The point is, we have leave that off. We have some podcasting to do. You see, this also is part of the warts and all glitchiness of it. So I'll figure out why that's happening for the next stream. And anyway, so thanks for watching, and you're probably watching this after the fact when it's on YouTube or somewhere. So yeah, give us a comment. This is ridiculous. This was probably going to be out of focus. Right. So yeah, give us a comment in the YouTube. Say hello, or on Twitter or on Facebook, because we're posting we're live streaming this to our Facebook page. Give us a comment, say hello, click a like. But especially, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Twitch, follow. If you're on Facebook, I guess you just click like, and then it creates you as a kind of a follower. I'm not sure. But the main thing is, go to musitude.com. Right? You can see it written on the screen. Where is it written on the screen? You can see it here, musitude.com. You can see the word actually here, Musitude. Musitude. It's completely free. If you're on a computer, you can use the website, a laptop or a desktop. But the website doesn't, it's got some complicated music player thing in there which won't work on a phone. So you can see the website on your phone, but you want to go, if you're on the phone, you have to get the app. The apps are cool, but I would say that hands-on keyboard. Although, yeah, you can use Bluetooth keyboards on your phone or your iPad. So the iPad app is cool. So actually, a school's using it at the moment for some kids. And so, what else would a school be using it for? So, yeah, please go to the website and check out. And you don't even have to sign in on the website. You can just go in and play any piece. Apps, yeah, just go in and sign up to the apps. Android, iOS, download the apps and give them a try and tell your friends about them. And yeah, just stay subscribed or followed, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and then yeah, whenever we're having events or when I'm live streaming, you'll get a notification I'm going live. So that's cool. So thanks for watching, and see you on the next Musitude stream, hopefully with fewer glitches. All right, and what time is it? It's UK. It's 10th of September, 5:51 a.m. and I still haven't gone to bed. I'm not even tired. Right, so good night, or wherever you are. See you on the next one. Hey. But no, that's weird because it makes it sound like I'm coming back. I'm not coming back.